This is a TalkStation original podcast.
250th. As a matter of fact, our guest doesn't look like she's 250 years old, but she's celebrating the 250th anyhow. We have joining us this afternoon Gracie Bender. She's the executive director of the History Museum of Carteret County, and they're going to be celebrating an event. They, the county, the state, the nation, will be starting to celebrate. And as a matter of fact, we're starting the celebration here this weekend. Here in Carteret County. And so we've asked Gracie Bender to join us to share with us what's happening over the weekend, but also to look forward into all of the events that have been taking place at the History Museum there in Carteret County, located on Arundel Street in Morehead City, by the way, with a big, beautiful clock tower. And it chimes, too, by the way, at the top of the hour. So with that, Gracie, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to talking with you.
And you really don't look like you're 250.
No, I don't. I'm hoping I can make it for the 300.
Hey, I'm with you. What do you mean? Hoping. We're going to make it, for sure.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about the 250th, and let's talk first and foremost about what's planned this weekend. We're going to wrap that up at the end of the program as well. But you have activities planned for the coming weekend. What exactly is going on?
So we have put together a America 250 Fest for 1776 to 2026 for here in Carteret County. We're calling it the Arrival of Independence, and it is on Saturday, June 20th at 12 o'clock is when it starts, and it goes to 6 p.m. It will be at the Crystal Coast Civic Center near or on the grounds of the Carteret Community College. It is free admission, free. Everything is free that day, and we have a lot of offerings that people might want to take part in. We're going to be looking at exhibits from West Carteret to Down East exhibits representing all of the county communities, and we have a lot of wonderful communities. But that specific day, we will have a theater inside the Civic Center. It will be set apart, and we have some people coming over from the Beaufort area, the Beaufort Historic Site. We'll be doing character interpreters. We have Jim Morgan coming for the American Revolution tour of North Carolina, and we have a very large event, the American Constitution, which is a movie done by David Garrigus Productions, and he has a cohort, so to speak, that her name is Joanne F. Peterson, and she will be portraying first-person portrayal of Mercy Otis Warren. And Mercy Otis Warren was the first female historian in the USA. She wrote a 3-volume work on the American Revolution and one of the reasons we have a Bill of Rights. So that movie is going to be playing starting at 1:30 in the afternoon. We also have, especially for children, we have a souvenir boat painting station so they can walk away with a boat that they put together and paint and decorate. We have different historical exhibits from many vendors. We are up to, I believe it's over 35 vendors now that we have, and those vendors will definitely include the History Museum of Carteret County, the Beaufort Historic Site, the North Carolina Maritime Museum, the News Times, the Carteret County News Times, DAR, Fort Hancock chapter, and the Carteret County Public Library, because those 6 were the initial people that helped put this whole event together, and I'm just really grateful for all of their time, not just the people that came to the meetings and as we were planning, but also the businesses themselves that let their people represent them in these meetings and spend time toward this free event on June 20th from 12 to 6 at the Crystal Coast Civic Center. We will also be having commemorative coloring books available. There will be colonial games and music and dancing, and of course there'll be lots of food vendors, and we'll have a visit from Uncle Sam. So,
yeah, Uncle Sam's got to be there. I mean,
yes.
Yeah. You know, Gracie, and again,
he's our icon.
Absolutely. Gracie Bender's with us this afternoon. We're talking with her about an upcoming event this weekend at the Crystal Coast Civic Center. They're a part of Carteret Community College. You can't miss it, just off Arundel Street. It's open to the public. And that, I want to stress that, Gracie, it is open to the public. So you've got folks that are visiting the area, maybe hearing this for a moment, and they're thinking they have their children or grandchildren with them, and they would like to have something to do on a Saturday afternoon. They can do it. And by the way, no charge. That's significant, Gracie. I commend you.
I agree. No charge.
Well, that's taken. We're going to talk about the background on this in a few moments. But the other aspect of this is not only is it an opportunity for children, but I would argue for adults too, would it not? I mean, this is
yes.
a reminder for us all. Your thoughts?
Well, it's definitely going to be a reminder for us all of where Carteret County was during the American Revolution year, and then also where we've come from since then. And so it'll definitely be educational, but fun and interactive for all ages to come on June 20th from 12 to 6 at the Crystal Coast Civic Center, and it's completely free.
Free.
So everything is free. The food vendors will probably want to charge you something, but everything else is free, and it'll be a festival occasion. So if you're visiting in town just on that Saturday or sometime that weekend and you want to come on over, it's open to the public with free admission, with things going on starting at 12 o'clock to 6 p.m. I do want to add that we will, at 1 o'clock, we will have the Sons of the American Revolution Color Guard presentation out of New Bern, and our national anthem will be sung by Miss Dolly Witt. And so that will also be happening. And before I can leave you, I definitely want to say thank you to our sponsors for this event, because the reason we can make this a free event to all of Carteret County and any visitors that are coming into town is because we've had the generosity of multiple sponsors to help us make that happen. And they are Carteret County itself, the Rotary Club of Morehead City, DAR Fort Hancock Chapter, Janet Peterson, Watson's Incorporated, Big Rock Foundation, Morehead City, Commissioner Marion Waldrop, Carol Gear, and Compass Hotel Beaufort. So all of those people have made this event come to life by their generous donations, because we are not, nobody is making any money off of this. We just want the Carteret Countyans to come and experience different parts of time from 1776 to 2026 that we are presently in.
You know, the other aspect of this is an opportunity for people to talk about events too. This is an opportunity, in some regards, Gracie, for us to have a conversation, is it not? I mean, this is part of the whole aspect of the 250th. We're talking with Gracie Bender. She's the executive director of the History Museum of Carteret County, which, by the way, is located on Arundel Street in Morehead City. You can't miss it. It's has a large clock tower above it. What's the address for the museum? And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes here, Gracie.
Okay.
But what is the address there for the museum?
It is 1008 Arundel Street, and it is just across the street from the old train depot with the downtown Morehead.
Right. And
just a couple blocks off of the water.
Yeah. And so it's a great opportunity. Also, again, a facility for visitors to go to and learn about what's happening, or learn about Carteret County. You know, Gracie, we're going to go to a break here in a moment, but before I do, I just want to make mention of the fact that you've included the Beaufort Historical Association in this effort as well. And we'll touch on this in a few minutes, but they are going to be having their homes tour the following weekend. So it's all tied in nicely. I'm going to be asking you here in a moment, why June 20th as opposed to July 4th? But before I even get to that question, I just want to remind folks, you're listening to Viewpoints. This is a special program. We have pre-recorded this in advance of it airing today. But it's a program to remind you and to invite you, and as a matter of fact, to promote to you the opportunity to visit the Crystal Coast Civic Center this Saturday, starting at noon, It was noon to 6, and participate in this 250th celebration. Why June 20th? We'll find out right after this break. Stay with us here on Viewpoints. Today's program is being pre-recorded. I'm talking with Gracie Bender. She's the executive director of the History Museum of Carteret County, which, by the way, is located on Arundel Street in Morehead City. Large clock tower, 1008 Arundel Street. It's directly across the street from Morehead City's renowned train depot. And it's basically, if you will, the beginning of the business district, the downtown business district of Morehead City, as you're coming from the west, as you're entering into the city from western portions of the county. So it is open to the public, and we'll get some of the details about what's happening at that museum. But before we do, just to remind you, Gracie, the event this Saturday starts at what time, and how much does it cost again?
The event starts at 12 p.m. and goes till 6 p.m., and it is free admission. It's free for every member of your family. It's free to every member of the public to come on by. You know,
you're going to have actors, are you not, going through the facility during the 5 hours or 6 hours of a program?
Yes, we will have a separate theater experience for everybody inside the Crystal Coast Civic Center, and in that you will be able to meet some founding fathers.
Wow.
We will be listen to the voices of the past. And those presentations are going to be done by Beaufort Historic Site, their character interpreters, who bring Carteret County residents back from the past to share experiences of local life in revolutionary times. So, yes, we will have that definitely happening that day.
Just to make a mention of this, and particularly the town of Beaufort, which arguably, and there's a dispute, a friendly dispute, between a small community in Craven County called New Bern and the town of Beaufort in Carteret County as to who is the second oldest town in North Carolina. New Bern lays claim to that fact, but there are a lot of folks from Beaufort, myself being one of them, who claim the contrary. We are the second oldest town in Beaufort, but be that as it is, this region of the state was actively engaged at the founding, during the founding of this nation, and so it is appropriate for us to be celebrating the 250th. June 20th. How come that date for the celebration, Gracie?
So as we had been planning, the group of people that came together to plan this event for this year at this time, we did not want to compete, if you will, with the other municipalities throughout Carteret County that would be celebrating with fireworks and so forth on July 4th. We want everybody to still participate in all of that because these communities have done a great job over the years, and I'm sure they're going to do a great job again this year. But the reason we specifically chose June 20th was because it was the closest day we could get to Father's Day.
Ooh.
And we looked at this whole event relating back to our founding fathers, that this whole concept of the Constitution that we have, the liberties that we have here in America, and how 250 years ago they were in battle and they were proclaiming that we were going to be our own nation. And so we wanted to get as close to that date as possible, celebrating the founding fathers, and so we chose June 20th as a Saturday. Also, that a lot of more people would have a little more time to come and celebrate with us. So if you're from West Carteret, or if you're in the Down East community, or anywhere in between, we have something for you at this event.
And I might add, in light of the fact that we have a large tourist population right now, visitors, thank you very much for joining the area, coming to the area. It's an opportunity to learn about the area and be aware of the influence that Carteret County, and the surrounding regions had on North Carolina, but also on the founding of the country. You know, it is interesting. We've had a lot of discussions. I've been in many of the meetings, Gracie, and throughout, particularly in conversations with the folks from the Maritime Museum, for example, we've heard stories that we didn't know a lot about. I myself included, in spite of the fact that I'm a native to the area. there was a lot of disclosure, but new information that was shared with us. Was there not?
Yes, definitely some new information, and I think if you're able to come on that June 20th from 12 to 6 at the Crystal Coast Civic Center and go into the theater room specifically, you would be able to hear a lot about like the last battle that was fought in the Revolutionary War that was fought in Carteret County. We have a special speaker that will be sharing that. But throughout all of the exhibitors that are going to be there, each one will be sharing different things that is their emphasis in the history of Carteret County going back to the Revolutionary War. So even if you're only doing a boat painting, which will be wonderful, or you're picking up a commemorative coloring book that we've made, or you're participating in some dancing, or you're looking at some of the people that are dressed up in colonial times that will be moving about the event that day. We even have somebody helping you learn how to do calligraphy. That's going to be coming from the Carteret County Library System, the public library system. So there are many things that you'll be able to participate in. And I also wanted to mention, sometimes when you're getting a little older, you would like to be part of this whole event, but maybe your age or your ability is keeping you from doing that. But this whole center is ADA. So that means if you're handicapped, you can come into this center, and we are specifically placing extra chairs and sitting areas around so that people that are aged can come and just experience the whole event as things are happening around them, watching the children paint their boats or watching them color in their coloring book. Or, because the theater is specific and set aside, they might be able to come in and enjoy just sitting and enjoying a show that's on a stage there in the theater room. So I think there will be a space for everybody here, and I would love for everybody to come and join us that day and just celebrate this beautiful county that we live in, surrounded by all this beautiful water and the beginnings of our times because of our location on the water.
We're talking with Gracie Bender, Executive Director of the Carteret County History Museum. It's located in Morehead City on Arundel Street. We're going to talk here in a few minutes about the museum in itself and its mission and what they're doing to preserve what is a unique region, a history of a unique region, that is. All right, the other aspect of this, Gracie, before we go to a break, the movie, the production, American Constitution. Tell us a little something about that, if you would.
So the American Constitution movie is done by David Gregarious Productions, and that movie, we are getting a special screening that we've, thanks to the donors, the sponsors of our event, we're able to fund that movie to come here. The next time it's going to be seen, it will be on PBS in the fall. And so they're going to have different segments of it that will show and will air on PBS. So that movie, though, is you're going to be able to meet a founding mother, Mercy Otis Warren, and she's going to be portrayed by actress Joanne F. Peterson. Now, that movie is going to be played at the same time, and that film features a superb cast bringing the framers of our Constitution to life as they crafted a document that changed the world.
It did change the world, and there's no question, and still changing the world, as a matter of fact. A very good point on your part. Will it be shown only one time, and it starts at 1:30? Is that correct?
That is correct. It is about 90 minutes because of the additional comments, and also they'll be talking a little bit about the preamble to the Constitution with Joanne F. Peterson. So it will be all-inclusive from 1:30 to 3:25 at the Crystal Coast Civic Center on June 20th inside the Civic Center. Okay. Yes, but there's no charge for this viewing. There's no charge. Everything is free that day at the Crystal Coast Civic Center as we celebrate America 250 in Carteret County.
I think the fact that this movie is special, but also it only airing one time, is if you will, impetus for those listening to be there starting at noon. Come at noon, starts at noon, and then goes until 6 p.m. But be prepared. Be prepared to hopefully enjoy a large crowd, but also to enjoy a great event. We're going to get back to Gracie here in a moment. I want to find out more about the History Museum, and I want to share that with you as well. Stay with us here on Viewpoints on the Talk Station as we prepare to celebrate well, I don't want to say Gracie's 250th, America's 250th.
America.
Yes, America's 250th. And our guest this afternoon, Gracie Bender of the History Museum of Carteret County. You're listening to Viewpoints on the Talk Station. We're talking with Gracie Bender. She is the Executive Director of the Carteret County History Museum, located on Arundel Street in Morehead City, under the large clock tower across the street from another clock, as a matter of fact, that's out in front of the train depot, Morehead City Train Depot. But it's across the street, and it's on the 1008 Arundel Street, Morehead City. It's basically the beginning of the downtown business area of Morehead City, and that is the History Museum, which is open to the public. And Gracie, we've been talking about the event taking place this weekend at the Crystal Coast Civic Center, starting at noon to 6 p.m., Saturday, June 20th, a celebration of the 250th. And as Gracie pointed out, the purpose of the date of June 20th is to put it as close as possible to the Founding Fathers, Father's Day, and, recognizing the phrase Founding Fathers. However, there were a lot of ladies that were involved. We won't get into that point, but let's talk here for a moment, Gracie, about the History Museum and what is going on there. You just had a recent display open up for the 250th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we did. On June 3rd, we opened up our very own 250th exhibit here at the History Museum of Carteret County. And that's going to start from the late 1400s, where we have the Corey Indians coming through, and then we talk about exploration, and we talk about Portsmouth Island, and we talk about the Beaufort Raid, which is part of the American Revolution time. We have the names of revolutionaries from Carteret County posted. We have a quote from George Washington, and then we walk through into the late 18 and 1900s, where different things mattered to Carteret Countyans' way of life. And so, as we progressed from through the 250 years, we get to today. We have a couple of really great digital displays that are unique to our museum instead of the traditional display exhibits. And so you're welcome to come and view those. We also have a theater room here ourselves, and that theater plays a tremendous video that Rodney Kemp, our favorite historian of Carteret County, did for us a few years back, and a lot of people love to go in there and take a look at that. We also have a wonderful exhibit on the train and the history of the train and how it came through Carteret County and then where it is today. It kind of takes it all the way back to its beginning. And that's been done by our exhibit development coordinator, Brandon Fitzpatrick. He has been really good with that. He's very talented. But otherwise, what we do with the History Museum of Carteret County is the Carteret County Historical Society dedicates itself to preserving and sharing and celebrating the rich history of Carteret County. Now, we do this through some of the things that I just mentioned: stories, films, publications, exhibits, and presentations. And we just work to connect residents and visitors with the people, places, and moments that shaped our coastal community.
And you also have a valuable archive there of documents and records at the History Museum. I think that's pretty important as well. And you've got folks that have a tremendous amount of knowledge as a result of reading a lot of these documents and so forth. We're talking with Gracie Bender. She's the Executive Director of the Carteret County History Museum, again located on Arundel Street in Morehead City. I keep mentioning that, under the large clock tower across the street from the train depot in Morehead City. It's at the beginning of the downtown business district, and it's open to the public. Now, Gracie, you mentioned General George Washington. I'm guessing he actually visited. He came through Beaufort at one point, and so he met some of the town leaders, as a matter of fact, the Taylor family to be exact. But the fact that Carteret County had a vibrant business community, it was a seaport, as was you mentioned Portsmouth, which was part of that seaport. As a matter of fact, that was the primary seaport for a long time for coastal North Carolina. So there's a tremendous depth to the history of this region, and you share that with us in the museum. The museum puts on a variety of displays. For example, one year you did a display on the history of the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament, as I recall.
That's correct, and we do still have our Big Rock Gallery, and actually we were just slightly disappointed that the fish caught this year was 919 pounds, but because the one that's hanging, a replica of the one that's hanging in our museum, was from 2019, and that was 914 pounds.
We gotta put that
very close.
That's got to go into the closet. We got to put the.
Yeah. No, we've got to just leave it out, unless the gentleman that wants to make one for the person that won with his 919 pounds. But
after a while, you're going to run out of wall space. But anyhow,
I know. Well, that's another subject, and we need to talk about that one too. But we do have an extensive collection of artifacts here: photographs, books, maps. We've had a new map project that we've been working on for the past year, and so you can come and take a look at the different maps. I personally love maps. I think it teaches you where you live.
Right.
We had a beautiful map designed by Keith Parsons here at our museum as well, all of just Carteret County. But we also have a wonderful welcoming gift shop offering books by local authors and other regional treasures, and we have an event center that's available for rent. It can fit up to 150 people with tables and chairs. And one of the better things I think that we do have here is we have our research library.
Right.
And in that library, which you can come anytime, and there will be somebody in there to talk to you about whatever it is that you're looking for, you're researching. But we also do a really big business on genealogy. A lot of people come in and want to find out how they're connected to the people of Carteret County. And so we just love to have you come in and talk about that and get you set up on one of the formats to study your genealogy.
We're talking with Gracie Bender, Executive Director of the Carteret County Health History Museum. And as we wrap it up with you, Gracie, let's remind folks, this Saturday, what's taking place at the Crystal Coast Civic Center?
It is the America 250 Fest, celebrating the 250 years from 1776 to 2026 in Carteret County. And that is on June 20th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Crystal Coast Civic Center. And everything is free. Free admission, free theater experiences, free souvenir boat painting, free historical exhibits, free commemorative coloring book, and games. And there's also going to be an opportunity to win some prizes. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So come early, and I just want to say a big shout-out thank you to those sponsors that made it all happen, and that was Carteret County, Rotary Club of Morehead City, DAR, Fort Hancock, Janet Peterson, Watson's Inc., Big Rock Foundation, Morehead City, Commissioner Marion Waldrop, Carol Gear, and Compass Hotel Beaufort. Thank you guys so much. We are going to have a splendid day, and we would love for you guys to come. Whoever's listening today, you can come at any time, but getting there at 12 would probably be the best, so you can pick the events that you want to participate in that day. But just come, and if you're a little older and a little more feeble and want to come, there will be chairs and seating for you so that you can enjoy the festivities both inside and outside there at the Crystal Coast Civic Center on the Carteret Community College grounds.
A lot of work has gone into this, and I want to credit Gracie. I've been involved in some of the meetings, and not all of them. I've missed a lot. Thank you very much, Gracie, for your patience. But also,
Thank you.
But also to make mention of the fact there is a wealth of talent that's being invested in this. I mentioned we've mentioned several times the Beaufort Historical Society, Beaufort Historical Association, and the fact that next week, the week following, is the Beaufort Homes Tour. So it's actually a month of history going all the way and culminating with July 4th. Which is just a few weeks beyond that. So this is a great opportunity. And I do want to commend Gracie on this issue. The movie American Constitution, is that the right term?
That's correct, the American Constitution.
It's a special movie, starts at 1:30. It's a 90-minute movie, you said?
Well, it's 90 minutes between the movie and the interaction with Joanne Peterson portraying Mercy Otis Warren.
This is a wonderful opportunity. Don't pass this opportunity up. And one more time, it absolutely is free to everyone. Gracie, congratulations on the outstanding work for the museum and all of the volunteers that have worked so diligently on this. Look forward to seeing you this Saturday.
Okay. Thank you, Lockwood. I really appreciate it. It's going to be a great time.